Alright, so I added an upside down dimension to the game. It has tons of spooky mobs, unusual terrain, and even a boss at the end to fight. Alright, so to get there, place down an anvil, put a grass block in, and rename it to Dinnerbone. And if you don't know, if you rename a mob to Dinnerbone, they flip upside down. So if you rename the icon in Minecraft to Dinnerbone and click F, it flips the world upside down. So you'll start falling, and the bedrock will disappear. Once you get to the top, it'll slow down. Alright, so the basics of this dimension is you can't technically jump, so if you push sneak, you jump. There's two main biomes, rocky wastes that Vexes and Phantoms spawn, giant phantoms, but I'm not seeing either of those, so maybe we're just getting unlucky, but oh, there's a Vex. And the other one is a forest cave, and it's basically where there's a grass ceiling and there's trees and stuff. Alright, this datapack works for 1.16.1 and is not updated to 1.16.2 yet. It sort of doesn't have any gravity whatsoever, but slowly goes up. Beds don't work, but respawn anchors do. So if I just grab some glowstone, just like a normal respawn anchor, they can only work if they have blocks under them. So you technically would have to place it somewhere like right here, and then go boom. Alright. I set the respawn anchor here, and that's about the dimension. And it's technically always day, but it spawns at night because of the way light works. So it doesn't really matter if it's day or night. Alright, so now let's get on to the mobs. So, as we said in the Rocky Waste, Vexes and Phantoms spawn. And then in the forest cave, spiders, cave spiders, skeletons, and Vexes and Phantoms spawn here. So if I grab a sword, and also sheep can spawn too. But so if I kill one of these skeletons, they drop upside down gravity arrows, which are basically just arrows of levitation. And they also drop punch two bows, so they're pretty irritating because they'll just shoot you with a punch two bow and knock you that far back. Alright, and then all the other mobs here are normal. Don't mind the Yeti boss bar that just appeared. Just all of them are pretty much renamed Dinnerbone, so they stand on the floor. And spiders actually look really creepy when they're like that. Alright, now time for the structures. So one structure you saw spawned in here. And if we find the entrance, it spawns with a chest. This is like a little house sort of thing. Alright, in here, this is what we got. You can get a miner's hat, iron pickaxe, bread, and torches. Miner's hat, if you put it on, gives you night vision, but I don't think it doesn't work in this dimension. So I'll show you that once we go back. And then the other structure, other than the trees obviously, is a Yeti cave. They look like this, and they have a chance to spawn a Yeti on the inside. This time we didn't get one though, so let's go look for that. Alright, so I have the miner's hat on in the overworld. See if I take it off, it goes away, but I get a night vision effect. And it doesn't look too great above ground. We go into a cave per se. Let's go into a mine shaft. You can see it looks normal, and then if we take it off, you can't see anything. So it's really useful for mining, because then you don't have to place torches down everywhere. But the penalty is mobs can still spawn, because technically it's just in the miner's hat. Alright, so I found one of the Yeti Caves. And now I'm in survival. Alright, here's the cave. So I'll fight him in survival, and I'll tell you what his abilities are. So, I guess the first stage of the boss fight is kill any extra mobs in the area, because they prove a challenge. Alright, but we got lucky and none of them spawned in here, so we can move on to the second stage. And that's... So, his first ability, he can kind of spawn... They'll spawn little mite things in, and the second ability is a howl, which makes your attacks deal no damage and deals some additional damage on top of that. Alright, so he sort of spawns them in waves, so you attack, and then once he starts spawning them again, you can try to kill them off or just take the damage and knockback. Alright, one hit me. Alright, let's heat up. Alright, there goes the howl. So now my attacks are pretty much worthless for a while. Alright, and then we can just get back to it. Oh. And you gotta watch out for those guys, they can knock you really far. And if they get unlucky and knock you into him, he does a lot of damage. Alright, but once you kill him, you get some sheep drops, because he eats the nearby sheep. He gets a Yeti head and Yeti feet. So the Yeti head, put it in your offhand to return to the overworld. And the Yeti feet do something special while you're in the overworld. They don't have any effect here, though. I mean, technically they would work in the Nether in the end, too, just they don't have effect in the Upside Down. Alright. So if we go here, and we put this in our offhand, we'll spawn on a... Oh, we will spawn on a cobblestone slab that is waterlogged, so you can safely get down from wherever you spawn to. And the Yeti Boots, they're not very realistic, but they're kind of fun. Every time you jump, you create a small explosion and gain resistance. And their durability goes down really quickly, though, so I'm just going to give myself a bunch of these. Now let's go back into survival. Oh, broke them. I mean, it's very hard to get out of situations like this one, because if you try to fill her up, it's destroyed again. But once they break, you can easily get out, or if you just take them off. Yeah, and this is the datapack. So I hope you enjoyed, and check it out if you want to. Alright. See you next time.